Can you hear me now? Oh, yeah. I think this is November 29th, 2023, about 5:30 a.m. and I have this sinus infection, like bam, and my brain is mush. I don't know what I'm doing talking out loud in front of the camera. It's crazy. And I just finished writing the last poem for the book, the mental landscape, or the electric landscape. It ought to be one or the other. The mental landscape. I did the drawings back in February through April, and then decided I was going to do a book with some poems, and so I'm now compiling everything for the layout and do the self-published thing. So and I keep having these ideas for poems that are like their own thing. So like, no, I gotta finish this book, so I got the book finished, so I should be writing some stuff again. And this is what the printout for it's like the first drawing. So that's what's going on there. But before that, the big project was Sky Drum, which was a collection of some poems that are on the Native American theme, and man, that's a whole different story. It was back there in October. It was like coming up to I got this invitation to submit some artwork in this show, which I was in that show last year, and it was titled Still Native, Still Here. Or is it Still Here, Still Native? One or the others. But, it was a good time. And I get an invitation, they're going to do another show. And so I put together some, frame some artwork and spend some money, a couple $100 on framing, so on, because frames are expensive, man. But so I submit the work, and then I email the person who was curating the show, and it was like, hey, I'd like to read some poems at the reception. Because they did this reception, and they at least last year they had a drum, and the men playing native songs on the drum. They did a performance, and there was some powwow dancing kind of stuff and round dance and everything. So it was like, yeah. There's a little break in between, so they were playing outside and then they went inside, and there was a little break, and I was like, hey, there's 20 minutes there, I'll read some poems, and the woman was like, oh, I don't want to have you read these poems that it was like one of them was A Circle of Wings, and the other was Down at the Compound, and they both deal with some military situations with the Circle of Wings is about the Sand Creek Massacre, and Down at the Compound is about the removal where they kept the Cherokee in compounds. You know, it was like little prisons in the forest of southern Appalachia before they walked them over to the Oklahoma territory. And she's like, "Oh, that's not appropriate for children, and it's going to offend some parents." And it's like, "Well, I can read some other poems," and it just escalated like, whoa, you know. And I got rejected from the show and everything. So and so I got a little confused, but I wanted to record some poems. You know, these poems would be like, 20 minutes or so, but I wanted to do a whole CD album kind of thing and upload it to Bandcamp, and you can go and find it. It's there. Happened. And so put that stuff together, and it was like about 65 minutes of material, and kind of backed off. But I really enjoyed. I mean, it was like I did all the readings with the big drum, and really enjoyed it, and just wanting to do some more. But I'm like busy with just putting this album up on Bandcamp, and then jump into like finishing up the book here and of the mental landscape, and so the other day I was like, hey, I want to read a poem. It's like sit there with the drum and do it, because I really enjoyed that. And so I was like, okay, which poem am I going to read? And it's like Star Milk, it's like, so Star Milk is from February 1st, 1981. And it's a really interesting poem in the middle of like everything that was going on in my life back then, because I was married to Patty and the second wife, and we had two sons, Noah and Gabriel, and Noah was 2, and Gabriel was about 6 months. I mean, he was born in July, so this would be like 6-7 months old. And this poem, and it's I kind of categorize it in my head, as think of it as like it's a Native American science fiction poem. And my camera just made some noise. Like, I hope it's running, because I can't see the red dot. And anyway, so I mean, when I got into reading the poems with the drum, and it's like, okay, if I mess up, I just like I can't edit it out, because we have the drum sounds, and it's gonna like mess all that stuff up. So it's just like re-say it and keep going, and that's what I was doing. So I did a little bit of that in this one, and the drum does muffle my voice some, and really, it's like I didn't have, however the spacing was in the recordings, I didn't have a whole lot of issues there, but once I got into like recording on the video, and so this one, it was like, yeah, I would do like the singing, chanting stuff, and then sometimes in the reading it was like get muffled a little bit, but keep working on that. But it was just like, I just really enjoyed that, and I was going to do, I want to do this with it, I want to do that with it. No, just watched it, and it was like, man, I just like want to put this poem up like it is, boom, and talk a little bit about it before I do. And, you know, this is like what's going on here in the past few months. And in 1981, you know, star milk, I think I'd used that phrase star milk earlier in the poem, but this poem was just like, you know, fleshing out what star milk is referencing in some ways. And Indian girl in this image walking down the road, a flat landscape time, and so forth. I mean, it was like, yeah, it was like, this poem kind of startled me when I was like, okay, you know, I thought I remembered what it was about, and it was like, this is like, whoa, you know, pretty cool stuff. And so here it is. I'm not gonna make a lot of money off of this stuff, you know. It's just, and it's like my art. This is my voice, and you know, from like, what's it been now? 42 years ago, almost 43, and it's just like, you know, just okay. I think I've talked enough now. I'm gonna watch the video. Yo, rock and roll. Star milk, star milk, star milk. Stood on the brink of my own, Stepped up to this begotten wall and dreamt a silent moment. Removed so many fears. Forgot a few spaces and dreams better left behind. Walked into my own reality and stood naked beside the clown. Stood naked beside the clown. Played the dual role and did it. Dual, D-U-A-L as in two. Dual, D-U-E-L as in conflict. I love that line. Played the dual role and did it. It's just a battle with myself. Went home to remain that who I am. But this way, watching these images, we will have to forget the past. I'm alone and near to being a preacher in a den of snakes, crying out, "Oh Lord, save my troubled soul. I can't inch into this skinless world of shadows. I am a meat junkie. I love to feel flesh around this old soul, that unknown, that piece of space I was sent from. In my sleep, I roll over and cry to the angels. I sing a scream of forgive me. I was wrong not to leave when asked. Even my sleep has betrayed me. These spaces between me and so many distant worlds, I sing across the void like that fallen into itself star. So many light years away, I can hardly sense that it remains in the waves of time. Inside these walls of universe that gives up nothing. Stars and lives / incarnations. Stars and lives / incarnations. No, N-O-H, no plays and moons in the set's landscape. No plays and moons in the set - landscape. I can feel these old actors centuries ago trying to make the king laugh while telling him to let their people go and communicating to the assassins to strike tonight and wearing a mask all the while. Indian girl in this image. That's who we mean, Native American Indian. American Indian. Indian girl in this image, walking down the road of flat landscape time. Walking down the road of flat landscape time. Walking the road slow like a dancer in transition. I am caught in her ancient spell. My heart follows her down to her lodge. My heart is hers tonight, and then I am alone. My love wanders these plains endlessly. The stars communicate that I should strike tonight. These waves I feel into my old spirit bones. Stars behind their own no-play mask, trying to make me laugh. I let their people go. I fly into these ancient skies. I enter the fallen star bardo. These Sunday blue and crystal flames that cleanse my soul, that sears the waste karma from my stellar bones. Indian woman in my sleep. Indian woman in my sleep. Indian woman in my dance. Indian mother inside my body. Drum music that chants my spirit waves. I wave my spine in the energy of your walk. Reminds me of a friend walking towards me one summer dusk. The yellow ochre aura around my soul. The gray, tired, birthing karma that swelled from her soul. She smiled her special prayer. I was taken back to a place near Gethsemane, that ancient Hebrew planet. These waves of music, vision, karma. This planet moves in, and I see the overlap of time. And Earth woman remains my mother. This dream and Indian woman remains my lover. These stars remain my birdland dharma. I stand on the edge of something new. I have forgotten fear. I thrust ahead, enter the void, scream the skinless, silent cry of newness. Scream the skinless, silent cry of newness. The angels move in close. Feed me star milk. Break me lunar fish and cosmos bread. I eat the Diamond Sutra. I remain who I am. These waves, this fire. Love eats the history of my past. Indian woman of this dream. Dance. I can dance. Yes, ho. Hi.